I remember when I lost my mind.
I remember when I lost my mind.
These days I wake up feeling cool-headed and orderly. Sometimes even slightly detached, truth be told. I drive a 12-year-old hatchback with rusty wheel arches, resort to charity shops for the family wardrobe, and rarely buy anything inessential or new. Overall, I would describe making ends meet as a comfortable struggle, which may sound oxymoronic to most. Regardless of any apparent hardship, however, I am always overcome with a deep sense of gratitude. Years ago, my path was much different. Despite the hindrance of a terrible education, as a teenager I promised to do whatever it took to become a rare success story from my abysmal school. It worked. At 20 I was studying mechanical engineering, and my future was projected through a rose-tinted lens. I need only to study hard, make connections, and a lucrative internship would be well within reach. And for a time, all was well. I achieved deadlines and desired grades by the skin of my teeth, working menial jobs to pay for food and rent. But the young student is faced with many distractions, a party ethos fairly hard to ignore. Before long, wild nights were more common than restful ones, and lectures were often witnessed through tired, bleary eyes. A common lapse of the young and ambitious is to think they can have it all, that the candle can effectively be burnt at both ends. I remember when I lost my mind, and like the song, there truly was something so pleasant about that place. Deprived of sleep, addled by alcohol, running on fumes, I slowly started to lose my grip of objective truth. Soon I was inventing wild narratives, basking in delusions of grandeur and fanciful interpretations of how the world was and how I could bend it to my will. Yet to sail away so far from reality, with its drudgery and dull trivialities, was a wondrous state of being. I felt godlike, invincible, a genius who barely needed to try. And for the briefest time I was actually pulling it off. By day I produced coursework worthy of praise from my tutors, while at night I alternated between working jobs and drinking heavily with peers. Oddly, my manic behaviour somehow translated to charm and charisma. A cult of personality born of psychosis deceived swathes of my fellow students, all happily drinking the Kool-Aid I aimlessly supplied. At my peak I was both popular and high-achieving, despite never being fueled by more than a few hours of sleep. Those days I used to wake up feeling inspired and locked in, swept away by energizing mania, the most powerful of propellants. Predictably, such a life could not be sustained. This short, glorious peak was soon chased away by a slow, impending decline. My period of academic achievement started to wither away. An acute intuition and understanding of scholarly concepts gave way to pure lunacy. I submitted work that couldn't be deciphered by the most charitable of professors. On nights out, I was soon no longer regarded the fun and charming eccentric. I was simply the wayward nutcase whom everyone knew to avoid. I remember when I lost my mind, and now I wince when recalling the come down that followed. In the sober aftermath, one's own mad behaviour is a bitter thing to reflect on. The alienation of friends and the embarrassment it spurred, the destruction of a university career and the pain of moving back home under the care of concerned, pitying parents. I remember when I lost my mind and when my dreams were swiftly extinguished. Then after months of treading through the ashes and swimming in a sea of self-pity, I finally accepted the help that was offered. At home with no prospects, sane but sad, I committed to a slow and painful recovery, a dull reawakening and reconnection to the mundane real world. In time, I managed to reconstruct the framework of my existence. I sought menial work from necessity now, rather than to support higher aspirations, rekindled old friendships and even forged new ones, rediscovered the pleasures an ordinary life could provide. Years passed, and within the normalcy I came upon unexpected riches. True love that may otherwise have eluded me. A baby daughter who taught me lessons I may never have learnt, and stimulated emotions I may never have felt. I remember when I lost my mind, but have since found a soulmate and a child I'd do anything for. While the door to a more prosperous life may still be wide open, and old dreams may still be revived, I must appreciate what I already have. I remember when I lost my mind, and now I'm determined to keep hold of it. Though I may be poor and guileless and largely without prospects, I have control and lucidity and a family that loves me. I understand that success can be measured in more than a career. I remember when I lost my mind and have since learnt not to take sanity for granted. Such a thing can happen to anyone, even you.
Hi, James here. I write and narrate all of the stories for Resonant Tales. If you enjoyed that one, please like it and share it around. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. I'm really enjoying making the videos, and I can't do that without your support.